Hey everybody, it's Melissa Martinez with the Pulaski County Health Department. We are out here in the park with Rose Chapman and Sean Wilson, and it's Friday, so you know what that means. It's Fit Friday. We're talking about all things fitness, and today we're talking about yoga. Now, I love yoga. I think it's an amazing tool to keep flexible and everything else. And Rose teaches it actually through our Healthy Futures Pulaski County every third Saturday of the month. In conjunction with our donut runs, Rose will have yoga in the park, and it's right here.
Right here.
It starts at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 to 7.
7 to 8.
7 to 8. Oh, they'd be here early. So 7 to 8, every third Saturday of the month, right here. It's free, just bring your yoga mat. So Rose, tell us a little bit about yoga, how you got into it, why you feel it's so important.
I've been into yoga for my whole life, basically. My mom would do like baby yoga with me when I was little, and I've just, felt a calling kind of to go into that. And so 2 years ago, I went to Arkansas and lived there for a month at the Yoga Shala, which was basically a organic farm, little commune type of thing, and we just studied yoga day in, day out for about 4 weeks. So I had my 200-hour intensive training, and I've been teaching ever since.
So for someone who wouldn't understand yoga, can you just say what would be a really easy way to try it?
Yoga, it means union, so it's the union of your body and breath in the most simplest form. So moving and breathing together, which helps to bring you into the present moment. So it has physical benefits as well as mental and emotional.
So I think the benefit that I get out of it most, and Sean, have you ever tried it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, as a runner, it's something that you really, really love because, our body's covered with fascia, so in order to get that stretch that we really need, it has to be held for long periods of time. And that's what yoga does. It targets certain muscles, and it holds that stretch for a long time.
Yeah, certain types of yoga. Mine is less of the long holds and more of rhythmic movement. But it is definitely good for runners or, other athletes or just people in general. For flexibility, for balance, for neuromuscular connection, so making sure that your brain and your muscles are talking to each other efficiently. And then the breathing aspect of it is good for stress management and anxiety, depression, and just an overall sense of well-being.
And what about, I know one thing that you hit on lots of balance. Because the older that we get, we don't have that same balance. We lose it because we're getting older, or we don't practice it, or
I think a lot of it is not practicing it. It's just like how you're sitting on the floor. I love to sit on the floor. Many people won't sit on the floor, and just that skill of getting up and down off the floor is something that we lose because we don't use it. And then if you see someone who's older with limited mobility try to get up off the floor, it's like a huge problem with fall injuries for older people. So the balance aspect of yoga helps with that mind-body connection and just the practice of it, and it's something that we will lose, so you have to keep up with it. And even standing on one foot in your kitchen will help with the balance, but definitely something that needs to be kept up throughout life.
Yeah.
So are there different sessions? If you have a different focus for the stretching a long period, is it a different time limit that you have sessions for?
It just depends. Me personally, I do hour-long classes, but there are studios where they do 90-minute to 2-hour classes, and that's where you get more of the restorative poses, which would be supported with bolsters or pillows and blocks, and then you can just kind of let your body relax, and then relax further to get all that muscle lengthening.
I heard a lot about I heard about yoga. Let me scratch that. I tried it. I wouldn't consider me trying it because I used a video, and I was like, but I think I need to do it. As a matter of fact, I know I need to do it because I'm horrible at stretching. I just get out and go.
Yeah.
And I need to take that time to stretch because that's very important.
Yeah.
How important have you think that is as far as
fitness?
Yeah.
Definitely, because anything else that you're doing, think of running. So you're running and you're using the same kind of muscles repetitively, and we do a lot of movement in the sagittal plane, which is forward and back, just in daily life. So yoga gets you into the frontal plane, which is moving side to side, and then the transverse plane with twisting and rotation. So it brings balance back
Right.
into the body.
It's amazing you said that because I was just talking to someone last week about, I said, I don't want to play any sports or anything because I just want to move in one direction. Because if I go anywhere else, I might break something or,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, but running, you kind of go in that one direction.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I probably will incorporate that.
Yeah.
But isn't there some kind of, I might have the term wrong, but it's like a hot yoga or...
There is a hot yoga where you do the yoga in a heated room, and I have never done that because personally I sweat like crazy and I would probably just slide out from under myself. And also, like, I just feel like I'm hot all the time.
Yeah.
But no, the you know, practitioners of the hot yoga like the heat of the room because they feel like their muscles can get a little bit further into the stretches and deeper. It's more comfortable than trying to stretch in like a cold room or something. But yeah, I've never been one for hot yoga.
Okay.
That makes a lot of sense. Hey, Rose, I want to touch on something too. That got me thinking. Balance is, you know, you said that you were inflexible, but have you ever checked your balance?
Have I did what?
Have you checked your balance?
No.
So you showed us some things that we did. There were a couple poses, and if your eyes are open, you're fine. Man, if you close your eyes, I mean, it's like, whoop.
Yeah.
And so, and you were like, wow, my balance is bad. You know, you don't realize it, but Rose gave me a few tips, and I would do them, and I do them at work all the time, and of course they laugh at me at work anyway. They know I'm not, but I will just, you know, if we're standing in a meeting, I'll just go to the back of the room, and I'll stand on the one leg, you know, because if I'm in a meeting, I might as well be using that time,
Yeah.
right? I know it looks funny, but it works. But I noticed that really, really helps with balance. Just
Yeah.
making those little, I mean, I'm not by any means where I need to be, but, you know, at least you put that into my mind that, hey, when you have some free time, you know, stand on one leg. And like she said, you'll notice that one side of your body has more balance than the other side.
Yeah, usually most of us are asymmetrical. You know, nobody's perfect. And so one side of the body may have more balance, one side has more strength, and, you know, making sure you balance out both sides will help with that as well. And our bodies basically get good at what we do. So if you're only doing one thing, you know, your body's going to get really good at that. But then when you have to do something else, like, you know, turn and grab something, if you're used to moving in that one direction, you know, that's when you can, you know, strain something or pull something or whatever. So using all those different planes of motion really helps to, you know, injury-proof your body.
Hey, for somebody watching, can you show us that pose, you know, just that when you stand up and you...
The tree pose?
Yeah, the tree pose. And so they can watch and they can check their balance too. Sean, do you want to do it?
Yeah, I tried out.
Okay. I'm going to sit here and watch.
We'll edit it out if it is.
If you fall over.
I'm going to sit and watch.
All right, so for tree pose, you can keep your shoes on. You don't have to be barefoot like me. But basically, you're just going to put one foot against the other leg, and you can use the toe down to help you with your balance because then you've got both feet on the ground, or you can progress by moving it further up the leg as you get more comfortable balancing. And then if you press your hands together at heart center, that kind of helps to lift you. Pull the belly in, a little bit of a brace, and then...
Okay.
See how easy she makes that look? I'm telling you, it's not easy.
This is going to be...
It's not easy.
On this side.
Okay, I think I'm going to get out of the way.
Let's see.
It's not as easy as
For some
it
reason, I
looks.
wanted to lift this leg up first, but I'm going to try to do what she said. All right, okay. This is already
I told
messed
you.
up.
It's harder than I thought.
So I'm going to do...
Yep, and you can just put that sole of the foot in.
Well, let me start with my toe
Or
on the
keep the
ground.
toe down. Yeah, perfect. And then once you find your balance there, you can close your eyes, and that's what Melissa was talking about, and see how that changes things, because generally you're going to
I
find...
know.
Yeah, okay.
Because where you're, even though our center of gravity is here, our brain thinks it's where
So
our eyes
you're
are.
actually pushing your
I
hands together?
push my hands together and then feel the collarbones lift up. So almost imagine that you're drawing your whole body into the center and then pushing out of that heel up through the crown of your head.
Yeah.
It'll help to stabilize a little bit. And then maybe try opening the knee a little bit and bracing through the core.
I need practice.
Yeah. And I noticed when I first started doing this, like I would be like this, and then you know your ankle would just be going like this, trying to keep that pose. And this is just from doing it more at work.
Yes.
You know, because you just get more comfortable. But the first couple times I did this, I thought I was going to fall over.
And you may feel like when you first start out standing on one foot, some, sensation in the ankle because you're not used to it.
Yeah, because you're not used to doing
And
it.
the more you do it, our bodies adapt, and the more you do it, then the more strengthened your ankles will get, and that helps with running as well, and not twisting your ankles.
And this is also like a core exercise, too,
Yeah,
right?
everything we do in yoga, we focus on like the whole body through each movement, and a lot of that is like I'll remind people, to keep their brace and their lengthening of arms and legs, and we, move with the breath in certain ways to help with that stability as well.
So we can both just say that we do need help with our
Oh, I
balance.
need help. I don't have a problem with saying that.
So guys, if you've tried that for real, because that's some people don't think they have a problem with it, and
Yeah.
but then we do.
And then also a good way to check your balance is to do, I guess, the field sobriety test. So where you just walk a straight line, one foot in front of the other, and you can pick a line like on the floor or something like that, and it always seems like it's not that hard, and then that one's one where if you close your eyes, you suddenly like don't even know where you're at sometimes.
Wow.
That was always a fear of mine.
Doing the field sobriety.
Yeah, I don't drink, but they would probably think I do.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the balance.
Yeah, I actually have I have so many toys at home, but I have a 2x4 that I'll walk on, and then I'll walk on it with my eyes closed. I'll do it backwards with my eyes closed.
Oh, man.
But you can put down a piece of tape. I mean, it could be something
you don't
as
have to
simple as
be.
a piece of tape, as long as it's.
Or if you're, at the
straight
park,
line.
you can walk on one of the parking lot things.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. So those are some really, really good tips. And I know a lot of times you put videos out people can watch.
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel,
Okay.
and
Can you tell them what that is so they can look at it?
well, I don't know the address of the YouTube channel, but I did just launch my website. It's just gone live, and it's wildroseonline.com. And I have links there to my schedule for teaching, and my YouTube channel, and then contact links if people want to contact me. I do private sessions and personal training as well. So.
And occasionally you put videos on our Healthy Futures channel too, which we love. And hopefully when when we're able to meet again and not have to worry about the distancing thing, we can start doing yoga more often.
Yeah,
But I love that we can do it in the park because it's.
Yes, it's nice to be able to be socially distanced and in the fresh air. So I feel like people really need community at a time like this, and I think everyone needs yoga every day. But to be able to kind of meet up in a safe way and then move and breathe and like I said, it helps with anxiety and depression, which a lot of people are struggling with, being stuck at home and not knowing what's going on in the world. So I feel like being able to center yourself and come into your body and get some deep rest and some movement and breathing is helpful for everyone.
Are there some beginner things that, I know you mentioned about breathing, is there some exercises that people can try out, like today when it comes to breathing?
Yeah, I mean, a really good one is called box breathing. And so you breathe in for a certain count, hold it, breathe out, and hold it. So it's like you're drawing a box in your mind. And I usually start for a 4 count. So you just inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, and then inhale again. So you just, and it doesn't have to be 4, it can be any number, but like an even number, and you can even visualize like drawing the box in your mind, the inhale, hold, exhale, hold, and that's a good technique if you're, you can do that even like in your car in traffic, if you start to feel yourself, getting kind of agitated, that's a good one to bring you back down.
Do you have classes with children? What's the youngest you have seen?
I do not. I mean, sometimes people will bring their kids to my classes. I don't specialize in kids at all, but I, of course, think it's important to, introduce them to yoga and stress techniques and that type of thing young, because the younger you learn that kind of stuff, then, the easier it is to get through life. So, yeah, I'm open to kids coming to my classes as long as they're not, disruptive to the environment of the class. So I have had people bring their kids, probably 6, 7, 8, and then on up. Any younger than that, they don't normally like to be still for an hour,
Yeah.
you know. But I'd say, yeah, if you have a 5 or 6 year old that has a pretty good attention span, or will even if they're not doing yoga, if they're just hanging out with you by your mat, like that's perfectly fine with me.
Hey, and so they can find you on Facebook too, right?
Yes, Facebook.com/WildRoseYogaMO.
Okay. So, Rose, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything that you want to add? Except that Sean and I need to attend your classes. And work on that one.
Yeah.
I will say this. I know you started to do them here in the park.
Mhm.
And I think the first session you had maybe a few people. But the next time I came here, I was like, did I miss something? Because it was like, it seemed like it was packed.
Yeah, I've
out
actually
here.
had a really good turnout, and yeah, I had about 30 people at both sessions actually.
Wow.
So we're going to continue that through October, the third Saturday of every month. And I want people to realize too that sometimes you hear yoga and people automatically think, I'm not flexible, I can't do yoga. But the thing is, you don't have to be flexible to begin. That's kind of what you're working into your body, and the way I teach is for beginners. So you don't have to have any kind of experience. You don't have to look like what you think, you know, a yoga person looks like. I can offer options for different fitness levels, different body shapes. Like I'm trained in accessible, you know, options for people. So I like to say my specialty is people that think that yoga isn't for them.
I like
So
that. I like
if you
that.
think that yoga isn't for you, come give me a chance and we'll see what we can do for you.
Are the blocks used? I've seen blocks too. I'm nosy, so I was already looking at stuff. But the blocks that you use, are those for beginners, or that's just something that you can choose to use? Or?
Generally, props are something that you can use to help facilitate getting into or out of or staying into a pose. I don't teach with props a lot of the time because the locations that I was teaching at didn't have them. I was actually planning to buy some blocks and straps and that before COVID, but now a lot of our guidance is saying to try to limit the use of props just because of sanitation and that type of thing. But yeah, so generally, like if you were, say, in a hands and knees position, you could put your hands on the blocks. It just basically brings the floor up to you. It can help with balancing postures. We sometimes use straps so that, like, if I was gonna, you know, hold my toe and put it out to the side, but I couldn't reach that, I could put the strap around my foot. So it kind of lengthens your arms, lengthens your legs, brings the floor to you. It makes everything more accessible. And I don't feel that props are for beginners at all. I feel like anybody in their practice, I've been doing yoga forever, and I use blocks just to change things up or to, you know, make things a little bit easier in my body at that time.
I keep a yoga strap in my bag. So the yoga straps help me a lot, especially
Yeah.
with hamstrings.
Yes, definitely.
We're trying to stretch them out, so it's always a great idea. So we will definitely keep track of you. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
August 15th will be the next Yoga in the Park at 7 8.
you heard it, guys.
7, 8.
And that's the third Saturday of the
Yep.
month. Then our donut run will follow after that.
There you go.
That's a good
Will I
deal.
have
yoga.
strength to run after?
Huh?
Will I have strength to run afterwards?
You will, and
Yes.
your balance might be a little bit better.
Yes, and I don't do the power yoga or the Ashtanga or where we're jumping around and doing crazy stuff.
Very relaxed.
Yes, it's gentle and it's, you know, doable, I feel like, for pretty much everyone. And then at the end we have meditation and relaxation, so it's like, you know, a 10-minute power nap, refresh you and then get you moving.
Oh, those
through
are
your
great.
day.
I know when we got done with those, because we did them last year, and they say, okay, it's time to go home. People are like, we don't want to go home.
Yeah.
We want to lay here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very hard to get up and you're like, oh my goodness.
So I do have one more question. So
Yeah.
do you play music, or is it just completely quiet?
I don't in the park just because I don't have, you know, the capability for that.
Well, we have this.
Yeah, exactly. And I kind of like using the natural environment, being outdoors. When I do teach classes indoors, I usually have music, but it's just kind of background music, just to set the calming atmosphere. And then I do teach at Anytime Fitness a class called Body Flow, which is yoga based, but it's different. And that one is choreographed to the music, so that's a little bit different. But for the yoga, I just like to have the sounds of nature and our breathing and settle into the moment.
That's awesome. Thank you, Rose.
Thank you.
I think Sean and I will be there.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I will.
Yeah.
I'm
Love to see
gonna
you guys
bring my
there.
wife too.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, she doesn't know. Now she knows.
Now she knows.
Janice, I guess you're going to yoga.
I look forward to meeting you.
Okay.
Thanks, Rose.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.